Hey, it's attorney Henry Reaves. I'm here with Free Game. I was talking to my marketing specialist, Terrence Smith, and I felt like he had a great topic that I want to go ahead and share with you. And that is, you have to be careful that you don't let yourself be imprisoned by success. A lot of times, success is always, feels good and things like that, but sometimes success is not necessarily something that's good for you. If you reach success or you have success when you haven't given your all, a lot of times you could just fall back and you can say, hey, it worked, so why worry about it and why focus on getting better? But in actuality, in entrepreneurship, in business, they have the terminology, they say you're either growing or you're dying. So a lot of times, just because you are able to get this particular account or you are able to make this particular sale, that doesn't mean that you can't do something to improve your business, that you can't do something to improve your service, that you can't do something to prove your customer experience. So just don't be so quick to just look at success as the be-all, end-all. You want to make sure that you're really focusing in at all times on what can I do to improve myself, what can I do to improve my business. I'm winning now, that's great. If you're winning now, that's great. That's great that you're winning now. That's absolutely great. But you still got to be hungry. And that just, I just leave you with just a story. When I was coming up, I had a lawyer who came from like Alabama, Atlanta or something like that, and they were looking at buying the Reaves law firm from me. This was at the early stages, and I wasn't interested in selling it, but anytime that I had someone who's been doing what I've been doing on a higher level, for a longer amount of time, like I always try to seek, wisdom. And I kind of asked him, like, what is it that how can you tell between the attorneys or the businessmen, the entrepreneurs, the ones that make it versus the ones that don't make it? Because this is someone who had been in the industry for over 30, 40 years. And so they'd seen lots of things. And what he did is he told me a story about him and his brother-in-law. They went on a fishing trip on the Gulf. They were doing deep sea fishing. And he said, man, they got out there, and I want to say it was a swordfish they say they got, and they were fighting it. It was a long fight. It was a battle. They were fighting, 15 minutes trying to pull it in, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They get it up on here and it's kicking and it's pushing, and the brother-in-law had blood pouring down his arm just from the struggle and the battle that it was to get this fish. And this fish was the largest fish that they'd ever caught, ever. This is the most success that they ever had. And immediately once that fish was secured in the boat, he said his brother-in-law looked at him and said, let's go get his brother now. And so that's the type of drive that you have to have. You cannot let success make you be stagnant. All right, okay, well, you the biggest in your neighborhood? All right, well, how about you become the biggest in your city? You the biggest in your city? All right, why don't you become the biggest in your state? You the biggest in your state? Why don't you become the biggest in your country? You the biggest in the country? Why don't you become the biggest in the continent? Biggest in the continent? Why don't you become the biggest in the world? So whatever you do, do not let your success lull you to sleep, because there's someone out there who is hungry and who's looking at you and is waiting for you to slip and slow down so they could take your spot. Do not be imprisoned by success. Free game, y'all.